Hello guys, today I'm going to introduce you a new add-on to download internet web data into the spreadsheet. So the add-on is called EasyImporting. So essentially to install that, open the extension menu and then click get the add-on. Then you can search EasyImporting. Yeah, this one. And then click install. And because I already installed that, I won't repeat that. So after you install, you can open the sidebar. As you can see, there are multiple steps that you need to configure whether to import data from the URL address or from the sheet range or from a sheet type. Whenever you click each configuration, it's going to be, the other settings is going to be changed accordingly. So let's demonstrate how to download things from URL. Right now, I prepare the URL address here. So if we open this in a browser, we can see there's a lot of data, right? This is essentially a lot of data, and it's so hard, it's so hard to read all those information. But right now, let's download data with the EasyImporting add-on. So we input the URL here, and then we have a bunch of options. Say what is the output location, and here by default we use A1, which is the start of the first cell. And then we say, okay, we want to include headers, and we want to clear the existing data before the output. And there are a setup for the frequency as well. You can, load the data in a frequency, for example, every hour, every day, or every week. And then you can also configure whether I want to notify the update with email. In this demo, let's assume that we don't want to, update data frequently. So we just select the first option, and then let's do it. So as you can see, the data is loaded in the spreadsheet. Instead of, display the raw JSON as in the browser, the add-on actually changed the output in a nice format, which is easy to use filters on those data. And in the results section, you can see how many rows and columns has been imported into the spreadsheet. There is also a feature called a filter. For example, if I don't want, the all the columns in the spreadsheet, what I can do is essentially input the filter here, right? For example, if I want, name filter onto the data, as you can see, all the columns is start with name, right? So everything, all the columns start with name is, recorded, and the other columns are just removed. And for the URL downloading, there are a bunch of advanced settings because sometimes the URL has special requirements. For example, they need the post payload, instead of the get requirements, they sometimes require the token to be set, and sometimes they require the auth to be set or API key. So now we want to demonstrate how to use one of the advanced settings. So let's do that here. So we create a new spreadsheet, and right now we want to, load data from the, eBoard API. Essentially, this API gives you all the information about the board information. And in this API, you need to set the board token, as shown in this example, right? So what we need to do right now is copy the URL into the system. And then we need to set the, the API key. API key. So we configure the URL, and we configure the API key, and we don't set any filters. So we want to output starting from A1. So if we do that, as you can see, the add-on pass all the data from the API and organize data in a very nice way, right? So if we want certain column, for example, here, if we say, okay, I only want the code, I want, light, and I want long. Then it will, only collect 3 columns because we say, okay, we want to do the filter like this. So other than importing data from URL, you can also import data from shared range. For example, here, essentially, I have a JSON string, right? It span across A1 into A26. And now I want to pass this JSON into a, nicely organized format. Say I select a shared range, and I say, okay, it's A1 to A26, and I remove the filter. I want output to be starting here, which is A30, and I don't want clear existing data, so I remove that. Then let's go. As you can see, the JSON data has been imported from A30, right? With this format, you can easily use some, filter or some operations on a spreadsheet. And also, you can, load data from a sheet tab as well. For example, assume that if we remove that, and then if we create a new sheet, say, okay, in sheet 5, we want to, for example, import all the data from sheet 2. We can do this. We select the sheet tab. We select sheet tab name, and then we put the output as A1, and then if we do the import, it will import the data from sheet 2 into sheet 5. Yeah, I think that's the functionality of this add-on. See you in next video.